Hey guys, it's Rogway here, and I'm back with another tutorial. And today we are looking at creating sprites. And I'm not talking about the pop drink, I'm talking about characters for our games. And I'm just going to show you what a sprite sheet looks like. This is an example of a sprite sheet. It's got tons of single drawings. Happens to be Mario. Single drawings that will be creating our animations and make our character look like they're moving across the stage and so on. So we're going to jump right into it. Hopefully you watched the coding basics video before this. We're going to go into animate and we're going to create a new ActionScript 3 file. There we go. And right away what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit it to the window. And I'm going to look at the properties for my stage. We can see that it's 550, 400. Background color is white, and we're running at 24 frames per second. But what we're going to do is we are going to create our sprite, and we're going to create that using the sprite sheet that we just looked at. We're only going to take a few single things from that. We're not going to create a crazy complicated sprite at this point. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to first off name our layer Mario. Okay, and that is going to be the layer we're going to use throughout this whole entire thing. So make sure you name this now because it's going to be important later on. And what we're going to do is we're going to import the first sort of sequence. We're going to bring it in. Now, I guess I should show you. If we go to our folder, and we have a couple different sequences here. We have jump, death, and we have a walk cycle. For right now, we're just going to focus on the walk cycle. Okay? So we're going to go into animate, and we are going to go file, import to stage, and we're going to look for that file. It's inside of assets, which basically just means the things that we need to build this. Walk cycle, open, and there he is. Just going to zoom in on him a little bit here. Now, currently, you'll notice that he's very pixelated because that's exactly what we did. We just brought in a pixel image of Mario walking. And, that's not going to work too well inside Animate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this image, we're going to go to Modify, we're going to go to Bitmap because that's what we're working with here. This is a bitmap image. We're going to trace it, and we're going to basically tell it, okay, minimum area 1 pixel. We can go with many corners and very tight, which means basically it's going to try to trace it as close as we can. Maybe the threshold we're going to set really low to about 5. Let's hit preview. And you know what? That's not bad. That's pretty good. We're going to hit OK. And you'll notice that now Mario is actually selectable blocks. This is really important because we need to take out the background, for example. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the black selection arrow. We're just going to, move this out of the way. We're going to click those white backgrounds. Let's just make sure we get them all. There might be a few little pieces here and there that we'll have to clean up after. No big deal. But we're just checking to see that we get the big ones out of here. And I'm just going to keep checking by selecting. I can see a few little pieces here and there. No big deal. By the way, what you would do if you're creating your own game is you would actually draw your characters, preferably using Illustrator, before we even go to this stage. It's just I'm trying to use something pre-made so I don't have to create something new just for this tutorial. So there we go. We got the walk cycle, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to select the first frame of this, okay? The first one. There he is. And we're going to take that first frame and we're going to turn it into a movie symbol. We're going to convert it to a symbol. We're going to make it a movie clip. And let's call it Mario. Okay? Oh, and before we do that, we want to make sure the registration point is down at the bottom. This will be really important later on. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but we'll get back to that. Just make sure you set the registration point to the bottom and hit OK. So now we know that Mario here is a movie clip symbol, and we're going to double click him. Okay? We can see that right now we don't have anything inside the Mario movie clip. We simply have one frame of him standing still. But we want to be able to bring in these other frames. So here's how we're going to do it. Two things. We're going to turn on onion skin. I'll explain why that's important in a second. And we're going to go to our timeline and we're going to right click on the second frame and insert a blank keyframe. You notice that the first one kind of goes dim. And that's our onion skinning. That's showing us what was on the previous frame, but now we're on frame 2. What we're going to do is we're going to click this back arrow. We're going to get the next one. And we're going to cut him out of there. Command X. Cut. Double click the first one. Frame 2. Paste it in place, sure. Oh, that didn't work. Undo. Paste in center. There he is. We're going to line him up with the first one. Okay, so I'm just using my arrow keys to get them lined up as close as I can. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to right click, insert blank keyframe. Now we have 2 previous frames, kind of dim. We're going to go back, select the next one. We're going to cut it. We're going to do the same thing, go inside here, and we're going to paste it. Oh, I keep doing that. Paste in center or just paste. Put it on top of the other guys. And we're going to just keep doing this. So I'm going to do this quick now. Okay, so we've got all of those frames inside of that movie clip. And when we can turn off onion skin now. When we're on the first frame, we see him basically just standing still. If we go into this movie clip, or if we go control test, we will now see that Mario just walks on the spot. This is what we want. Okay, this is the walk cycle we're going to want inside of our game to make this work magically afterwards. But for right now, we've just got a nice walk cycle built in this single frame. Okay, I'm going to do one last thing. We're going to take, this movie clip. Okay, so this is a single movie clip. I'm going to explain why we're doing this after. So right now, don't worry too much about it. I am going to I'm going to make we already have it as a movie clip, so that's not going to work. I'm going to go into it, go to the first frame, copy, don't cut, but copy him, go back out, paste that guy there, put him over here, create a movie clip symbol of that, and I'm going to call this Mario Move. Okay, and I'll explain why we're doing this after, but same thing, make sure the registration dot's at the bottom, hit OK. Inside that Mario Move, if I double click it, you'll see that him standing still is on that first frame. And on the second frame, I'm going to insert a blank keyframe. I'm going to turn on my onion skin. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take this whole entire move cycle that we just created. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go back into this guy's animation here. We're going to go to the second frame. We're going to paste it. And we're going to move that exactly over top using our arrow keys right over top of the first one. So in here we have two frames. One is of just him standing still. We're going to use this for when we're not pressing any buttons on the keyboard. And the second one is the entire walk cycle. This will be used for when we press a key and we want him to actually walk. Okay, so hopefully you followed that okay. The last step here will be to go to Properties and give him an instance name, and it's going to just be Mario. That's how we're going to address him throughout our program. And that should be good. So make sure you save this. I'm going to call this, we're going to go to the desktop, we're going to make a new folder. I'm going to just call this Mario Start. And I'm going to save it as Start. Save. Okay, so what do we do here? We learned about movie clips a bit. We learned how to trace bitmaps. Like I said, it'd be great if you create your own artwork, not somebody else's. But we also learned how to stack sprites within Animate in a movie clip so that they play one after another. This will become important later for when we're making our walk cycle. We also made an instance name. Again, this will be addressed by the coding after. All right, so we have the start of a game here. All right, we are creating a sprite for this game. All right, hopefully you were able to follow that. Till next time, thanks for watching.